All right. Good evening, everybody. Okay, so
Good evening.
like Naomi said, what she's just taking you through, we'll be doing kind of a role play, trying to just give you a sneak peek, let me put it that way, into what you would be doing, and then just have kind of, let's say, a practical aspect of what she has just explained. So we'll go through sprint planning, we'll go through all the ceremonies, but please bear in mind that we have just some few minutes or few hours, no, I would rather say minutes, to run through something that is done within 2 weeks. So we're trying to compress as much as possible, but at the same time not confuse you too much in what we'll be doing. So like Laomi said, she'll be our voiceover, like the narrator for us. But for everybody that is going to be part of the role play, they're all here. Once before they start talking, they will tell you who they are in the team. So if I'm to come up and I want to talk, I will tell you, okay, so this is Moji, the Scrum Master, and then I will address the team. Yeah, so that's me stepping out of the play to explain who I am and then going back into the role play to act. So let's just do Nollywood kind of. Yeah, that's nice. So everybody will be doing that so that we don't get to confuse you so much and you're wondering, okay, so this person that is talking, who is this person and all that. We'll be able to do that. So we'll take it from sprint planning. Will give you a bit of refinement in sprint planning. And why we're doing that is because there won't be enough time to do all five for you. So we're highlighting and emphasizing really the sprint planning, the daily stand-up, the sprint review, and then the retrospective. Okay, so like I said, we're compressing 2 weeks into some few minutes. So please just bear with us, but you will get an understanding. And then if you have any question, please just note them down. And then maybe after the whole role play, you're free to ask the questions. Please let's stay muted so that we don't distract ourselves, we don't distract the people acting, and then we don't distract other people also from getting the understanding they need. Please keep your videos also off so that that's another distraction that we don't want to come into things. So thank you so much. I know that all my teams are here. So I won't say do with a show of hands. I'd already checked when Laomi was going on to ensure that we're all here. So Laomi, over to you to help us narrate the beginning of every sprint ceremony that we want to go into before we go into it. But I'll just share my screen while Laomi is doing that. Thank you.
All right, which one are you starting with?
Sprint planning.
All right.
Sprint planning as a Scrum Master, you would have been able to create your board, set everything up for what you want to do. Okay, so you will have your board ready, the stories that you're going to work on. You will have gotten in touch with your um your 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 BA, who is the person writing the story, to check that do we have all the stories that we need to work on in the proper column that they're supposed to be. So this is the project board that you're seeing right now. I hope everybody can see my screen. Am I sharing my screen, please?
Yes.
Okay, good. So this is a project board, and what we do is we collaborate on it. So we're just going to give it a start, okay? So all right, hi Tim, hi Uzo.
Hi, Moji. Good evening.
Good evening. Hi Tommy.
Hi, Moji. Hi, everyone.
Hi Rita.
Hi, Moji. Good evening, everyone.
And then Emmanuel.
Hi, Mochi. Hi, everyone. Good evening.
Abimbola. Hi.
Hi everyone. Hi Moji.
Hi Tosin.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. Thank you. Okay. Just to confirm, Tommy, the stories we have in the approved column, are those the ones we want to look at?
Just a moment before Tommy speaks. please remember to call the name of your role before you speak. So if Tommy is going to speak now, Tommy will say BA, Tommy. So she will know, everyone will know that it's the BA that is speaking. So you can understand the reason why she's speaking that way, right? Thank you.
All right, go ahead. Tommy. Hello, Tommy, are you there?
Yes, can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so I'm the BA. I'm the BA, and I've written the 3 stories, and these 3 stories are the stories that have been approved for this sprint.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, I'm just going to open each and every one of them so that you read through and then the developers and the QAs can get clarification. That's okay. So
Yeah.
over to you, Tommy.
Right. So the first story is about the header design, and I would read the story. So as a user on Red Icon's website, I want to be able to navigate to the landing page of the website so I can view the header. That's the user story. And the acceptance criteria would be, given I am a user of Red Icon's website, when I navigate to the landing page, then I must see the header. And the following menu should be on the header. So the first one is the Red Icon's logo. So the logo should be on the top left corner of the header. Secondly, the home menu should start on the right side of the header. About all should be next to, about should be next to home menu. Then services should be next to about. Contact us should be next to services. And request quote button should be at the top right corner of the header, and it must be highlighted and bold. So if you look below, okay, again, another thing before I talk about the wireframe, all menu on the header must not be clickable at this stage, but the wireframe below shows an example of how it should look like once it's been developed. Is it clear, or does anyone have any questions? Developers, QAs, any questions for me?
Good evening. Thanks, Tommy, for that. Sorry, I don't know if I'm a developer on this one or QA. I know I was introduced as two, but so if Ola
Is
can
that
clarify that. Pardon?
Is that
The
Emmanuel?
QA.
Yeah,
Okay.
the QA.
Okay, good. So obviously the fact that it's not clickable is quite understandable, but it's just the question on the logo. So do we have a picture or do you have a replica of what the logo should look like? Thank you.
PO.
Pia Uzo, yes, I'm able to provide the logo for the organization. I'll send that to you, Tommy.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Emmanuel, is that okay?
Yeah, that's perfect.
QA Rita. So the size of the logo, are we going to get the exact size of the logo, or it's just going to be one particular size? Or I'm asking this because by the time we want to carry out our tests on it, especially automation as well. So yeah.
Okay, all right, go on, Uzo.
Okay, this is Uzo the PO. The website, are there particular dimensions for the logo you want? Because I have different sizes. So would you like to resize it, or is there a specific dimension you want me to provide?
Yeah, so basically we wouldn't want the logo to be too big. I'll say maybe, I don't know the type of size you have, so maybe we'll leave it at medium, not too small, not too big.
Okay, if the developer can give me the right dimensions, I should be able to provide those dimensions for you. Just let me know what you need. I'll provide it.
That's fine. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, that's all right. And I'll get into it. But basically, I think we have a default dimension for this particular website we are going into. and that dimension comes to be 145 by 32. So if you have a default, if you can make it 145 by 32, then that default will be fitting for this particular website that we have. But if you want it to be bigger than that, then we can change the default to the one that we want in particular, to our custom dimension.
Okay, this is Uzadapio again. That's fine. I'm happy to work within the dimensions, the default dimensions of the website. So I'll provide the logo with those dimensions for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is Moji Scrum Master. Any other clarification? Developers, are you good?
Yeah, from my side, it's okay. It's straightforward. For the wireframe I'm seeing here, the wireframe, and I'm seeing the URL where it cannot be on the website. So if the QA wants to test this, they should not expect the URL to be where I'm seeing it right now. So hope you can all understand that the URL will definitely be in this in the box we have here for search box, for URL search box. So can we have the agreement here before we proceed, or this wireframe will be changed so that the URL can be in the search box itself?
Yeah, this is Emmanuel QA speaking. Yeah, that was well spot on. Saying, I would rather the URL to be in the placeholder where it should be, so that that can be visible as well. Thank you.
Right, thank you so much. I'm gonna close this one so that we can go into the next one. All right. This is the get in touch one. Over to you again, Tommy, to read through the story for us.
Okay, so the second story I've got is about get in touch. And the user story is, as a user on Red Icon's website, I want to click on get in touch button on the filter so that I can contact the company. And for the acceptance criteria, given that I am a user on Red Icon's website, when I click on get in touch button on the footer and a page opens to send a message and I must see the company's contact details, then I am able to contact the company. The additional information that I want included would be the page should have 3 sections on the right. The first section should be for name. The second section should be for valid email address. And the third section should be to enter message. So the message should be a maximum of 1,000 words. The third section should be bigger than the other two to accommodate longer message or messages. A submit button as well should be under the 3 sections, and the page should have a contact address on the left and contact phone numbers under the address. And under the phone numbers, there should be an opening hour for contact. And again, there's a wireframe that illustrates what what the clients want to see on the website. So does this look doable? Is it clear? Do you have any questions or any modifications?
Yeah,
Yes.
this is Abimbola developer. For me, I just want you to reward on the acceptance criteria, because when you say a section, section means a particular part of the page. And I would just want you to reward it to field, because that's a field. So just say the field, the first
Okay.
field, the second field should be this, and let us know if it's a label or you want, because in a field you can have a label and you can also have it that you don't have a label. So let us know the difference so that we'll be able to align the story to what we are going to develop. And also for the footer, do we have a footer story so that we know what's on the footer before we can put the button get in touch? And my last question is, for the openings hours, we need to know what openings hours should be there so that it can be put on the page.
Okay,
So
so with the opening hours, yeah, that will be included in the data model. So I would share that with the development team soon. And in terms of the label, the PO, I don't know if she's happy for us to do it in the Uzo, do you have a specific, are you very particular as to how you want it, how the labels should look, or you're open to experimentation?
Also the appeal. I think it's fine. I mean, as long as it comes out really well and it fits the general aesthetic of the website, I'm not really fussed. It's fine. If we can, during the demo, if I can see what it looks like, then I can sign off on it then, but I'm not really particular. So it's fine.
So as long as you have the fields, you're happy with it?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. This is Moji's Scrum Master. Then we just
Sorry, I've still got a question on the additional information.
Okay.
Sorry, if you can just click on that.
That's fine.
So on the additional information, if you scroll down, so the fourth information that said the third fish should be to enter message a maximum of 1,000 words. So I just want to confirm if the words will be text wrapped or it will be unwrapped. So when testing, we'll be able to confirm if while typing inside and it just keep going across the box field, or it should be wrapped within the page. Maybe that should be stated in for clarity. Thank you.
Again, Pio, do you want it to be wrapped or you just
Yeah, I think it'll probably look a lot better. Who's up here? It'll probably look better wrapped. So yeah, let's do that then.
So what's the maximum that we can have? Because definitely it's going to be wrapped because we don't want it to go over the box. So what's the maximum that the user can have in the message box?
1,000 characters is fine. Yeah, I think 1,000 characters is fine.
Okay, please update the story for us, please.
Okay, I will.
All right, thank you so much, Moji Scrum Master. Also, please just update the parts regarding the wrap text, that on.
Who's up here? Okay, that's fine. I think Tommy will be able to do that.
Okay, cool. All right, thank you. Thanks, Uzo, for that.
No problem.
Okay, so those are the 3 stories we have for the sprint, and we've gotten clarifications on them. So we're just going to go on the estimation board in order for us to quickly estimate that before we commit to work on them. Right, I'm just going to open the estimation page. Bear with me, I've got a very low screen.
While she's opening the estimation board, I can quickly do a voiceover, right? So if you see what just happened now, like they've demonstrated, is the sprint planning, which is the first stage of the sprint planning. There are quite a number of things we do during sprint planning. And the first stage of the sprint planning is for the team to even look at the story and agree that it is doable. You remember when I was explaining, I explained that are the stories doable for the developers? Is this something they have the technical skills to do? Is this something they have clarity about? So if you notice, all the questions they're asking is towards clarity, agreeing on what they need to do. So you see, the first thing that happened was the BA was the one that wrote the stories, right? And guess what? The BA got those priorities from the PO. So that's why you see that anytime the BA is stuck and is not too sure about anything, she clarifies from the PO. So the PO gives the goal that, okay, this is okay with me. You know what? why not do it? Let's see if it's something I can sign off on. That's where the PO is coming in. Because guess what? Again, the PO is the mind of the customer, like the vision of the customer, the vision of the organization. So when the customer wants something, the PO is the one that digests it and, okay, this is what the person wants. The PO would have asked a lot of questions, a lot of requirements would have been taken in and everything, and then cascade to the team. So the team does all their own needful to, and then they can now come to this stage to have these conversations. So you see that they are rewarding what they need to do. For example, you remember one of the developers now was saying that, what, this acceptance criteria, you need to reward it so that it will make sense to us. She's just trying to be clear. You see that somebody is giving that, okay, what, the dimension of this logo should be this. Somebody is saying, oh, it should be clickable. Is it clickable? Sometimes you can start something and it's not clickable yet, right? Maybe just to see first. Then when they now agree it's good, they can make it clickable. So when you click on a link, it takes you somewhere else. Remember, if you're on a website, maybe you click on something, it throws you somewhere else. That's why they're asking for all those clickabilities. Then you see that everything they're talking about is towards clarity. And if they're not sure, they still lean on the PO, right? Now, the testers are also ensuring on their own side that what they want to do is testable. Because for the testers, I don't like using the word audit for them, but they're the ones ensuring that it is fit for purpose, right? So if they are looking at that thing, that is this of quality, will the customer be able to use it? They should be sure. You see that they said the developer is saying, okay, yes, we don't want it to exceed this. Even the PO has concurred that let's make these words wrapped so that it will not fly off the page. Everybody's making sure that will we be able to count this? He said 1,000 words. Are you sure 1,000 words will fit into it? So a tester will type in 1,000 words there. They don't even need to type. They can just go and copy something they know is up to 1,000 words and put it into there to see if this thing will be up to 1,000 words. A tester is going to test to be sure that it's doable. It's not like they want to do something, or maybe they want to password something and they say use alphanumeric and it's not, if I use only numbers, it goes in. Those are the things they are watching out for. So all these questions is just for clarity, for them to be able to make sure it is fit for purpose. So the last thing I just want to add is all these things that you've heard, don't say, when will I start saying this? Bet me, in 2 or 3 sprints, you speak better than them. They are all learners, all these sales, they are all learners, they are small children. When you do your own, you be the boss. So don't worry, don't fret as to all this conversation. When you get to understand, you'll be able to ask intelligent questions. That's why we're saying put your mind to it, get the clarity you need, so that when you're asking the question, make sure you utilize your mentors and bodies, so that when you're asking this question, you'll be able to speak even better than they're doing right now. Yeah. So don't fret that, when will I know this one? Don't worry. Very soon, in 2, 3 sprints, I'll remind you guys. Thank you. Would you please go ahead with your estimation? So estimation
Thank
is
you so much.
they need to do, like after that clarity, they need to now come and estimate their story for sprint planning. So estimation. Thank you. Go ahead.
All right, thank you so much. I hope everybody's on the board, the estimation board. I can see Abimbola, I can see Rita and Emmanuel. Tosin, we're still waiting for you to join. Okay, so I'll just open the first one, which is the homepage banner. All right, Emmanuel, we've lost you also again. Okay, you're back. All right, Tosin, we'll wait for you to join us. And then those other social, we're just gonna go down to where the cards are in order for us to vote. All right, thank you so much for joining. If we can vote, the one opened is the homepage banner. Okay, and then please, if you can just vote. All right, thank you. So you can see 4 out of 5 votes. The fifth one is mine, but I don't vote as a Scrum Master. So I'm just going to review the estimation. Okay, we have 1-1 for the developers. So the developers vote is unanimous. So, but the keyways, we have Emmanuel as 5 and Rita as 2. Let me come to you, Emmanuel. Why a 5?
Thank you so much. So obviously, looking at the story, it's looks simple though. However, this is my first time doing this particular one. And looking at the header, by the time the header is being completed, it might still look like we might have to tweak the sizes to proportion the header to a proper size at the end of the day. So I still feel like being the start of it, it might still need some bit of some adjustment later.
Okay, Rita, why a two?
Yeah, hi. I've put two because I think we have to I saw 6 pictures, so which I don't know if those pictures have text on them and then things like, but I think we are just viewing, we are not clicking. Oh, the banner, page banner, yeah. So we are looking at the banner. Yeah. So that was why I gave 2. And I think 2 should be okay, though we are doing just manual testing on this and we are just viewing.
Okay, thanks, Manuel. Does that affect your vote in any way? Or you're still sticking to the 5?
Yeah, I quite understand what Rita said, which is quite good. But I'm still looking at it from the UI perspective. I still feel it might still have to be something that we might still have to come back to unanimously understand that we would have it in a proportion that is not stated in the wireframe. But but I still feel that's okay.
Correct me, Tommy, wouldn't that be another story entirely? Because if whatever we're going to come back to do, any enhancement or improvement that is outside the requirement of the story, wouldn't that be a separate story, an independent story on its own, Tommy?
Yeah, more or less, but we can. Yeah, it should be a new story. But if it's not, if the developers don't mind, I can add it as additional information. If that's okay,
fine.
well, we can just write a new story altogether.
Can I come in, please? Emmanuel, you need to wear the cap of a QA. You're wearing the cap of a developer. So that's why you're seeing it as being tricky to do. So you need to wear the cap of a QA, like Rita.
Yeah, thank you, Abimbola, for that. Still wearing the cap of a QA. That's why I mentioned it in terms of the UI. Based on one of the projects we've done before, there was a time the header was quite marginal, and then we have to come back to the table to make it a bit more sizable to be able to for the UI from the UI perspective. So that was the reason why that is still looking like not still straightforward in that regard, but I can still come down to 2 or whatever is agreed by the team and then to move forward. Thank you.
Okay, if you're dropping to a 2 or a 3, depending on the agreement, you're able to change your card so that at least that just feels can you change your card? You should be able to pick it too. Are you able to? Okay, fine. Let's if you're not able to, that's fine. We'll just take the verbal word that you're picking it to. So unanimous developer 1 and then the QA is 2. Because we have to pick just one number, we're going to pick the 2, which is the highest number because it's the developer, sorry, the QAs and the developers 1 is swallowed up in that anyway. Is that okay for everyone? Or we can pick an average, which will still falls to 2 anyway. Is that okay with everyone?
Yes.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, we're going to the other one, which is the header design.
Hi, Moji. There's something I would like you to show them before you do probably the last one.
Hi.
Yeah, there's something I'd like you to show before you do the last one. That's that these numbers will now reflect automatically on the board, right? Just before you put the vote on the last one or something, so they can see when it's with it, when it's without it. the estimation numbers. You know, right now on the board is going to be blank, but this one
Yes,
that you
blank on the
put
board.
become, yeah, so they
Yeah.
can see the
If I
difference.
if I leave this page to come back, it will lock me
Okay,
in.
yeah, it's fine. Okay, it's fine.
But I'll use the other stories on the board to show them anyway. That's fine.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Thanks. All right, can we vote, please? Thank you. And this is for the header design. Thank you. Okay, we're just waiting for one more vote. I think we're waiting for your votes, Tosin. I think. Yeah. All right. Okay, thank you, everyone. That's going to reveal that. Okay, so we have the developers again unanimous with 1, and then the KOAs we have Emmanuel as 1, Rita as 2. Rita, can I ask why you've estimated a 2?
Yeah, it's just viewing, and because of the logo, that was why I chose 2, because we have to. But since we are just viewing on this particular sprint, I don't mind changing it to 1.
Okay, so we have unanimous 1 for everyone. So we'll put a 1 on that one. Bear with me, please. And then the last one is the get in touch feature on the footer. So can we vote, please? All right, thank you, everyone. I'll review that. Okay, so we have bear with me, please. We have the developers unanimous as 2, and then we have the QAs unanimous also at 3. Okay, so because they do different works, I'm not going to ask the developers why they've chosen a 2 and the QAs why they've chosen a 3, because they are both going to be doing different things in as much as the developers are unanimous and the QAs also unanimous. So we're just going to pick the highest number, which is the 3. Also, we can add all the numbers together and then divide by the number of people that have voted to get an average, but we're just going to pick the 3. Okay, so and then we save that. Okay, so that's our estimation session done. Thank you so much, everyone. You can leave the session and then I'll go back to the board. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. For my voiceover, just as they've said, is an estimation. Now, there's something we usually say about estimation. Estimation is kind of a guess. It doesn't have to be exact, like it doesn't have to be accurate, but doesn't mean you should just always just guess like that or just pick something, right? So for you to estimate, estimation, the real meaning of estimation is the effort it's going to take you to do something, right? So the effort it might take a developer to build something is definitely going to be different from the effort it will take a tester to be testing that thing, right? So the tester also needs to think of, oh, am I doing manual on this? Am I doing both manual and automation, or is it just automation? They need to know all what they are testing. Are they going to write test plan or test cases, or usually those ones are always down anyways. But they need to know the amount of effort it's just going to take them to do that particular apologies that particular work. So, and in that effort, there's a lot in that effort. If you listen to what Emmanuel said at the start, he said this is his first time doing it now. Imagine someone that's been doing something since 1920, and today is my own first time. You don't expect, even if I know it, we both know it, that's the truth, because we have this, we have technical experience and understanding of how to do it. But however, guess what? I have been doing it since 1920. Somebody else has been doing it just today. Come on, I'll finish before the person. So, but if that person does it today and uses 2 hours to do it, by the time you do it tomorrow, it will be maybe 1 hour 45 minutes. Next tomorrow, it will be 1 hour 40 minutes. Before you know, the person will be doing it in 1 hour or 30 minutes, right? But for someone like me that have been doing this in 1920, I can even close my eyes and do bang, 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 and in 20 minutes I'm done. So that's why he put his own estimation as it's going to take him an effort of 5. And by the way, we estimate using Fibonacci series. Don't worry, we get to also take you guys through all this. I don't want to bombard too much information. And there was something I didn't see also when they were reading the stories. You saw that there was a place they had user stories, acceptance criteria. You also saw a wireframe. That wireframe is like that skeleton of what that website will look like. You see, it's still ugly. It doesn't have to be fine. You don't need to put colors there, just black and white. Just supposed to know the logo. If definitely without even knowing anything, you know that the logo is going to be on the top left of that particular story, all those kind of things. Those things are very important when you're, you know, writing a story. So that's where the BA comes into. So all these things are what they're going to do during planning. Now it's just seeming as if it's taking long now because we're explaining and trying for you to understand. But by the time you're in sync with your team, you guys are done with what you're doing, right? So that's it. So the estimation part, you saw they looked at the average, they agreed as a team, and they put in what the average is. They looked at
Sorry. I've been raising my hand. Apologies,
just
team. I will need to drop
just
out now because I
okay.
believe that I will be ending the meeting by 10 o'clock, but I have another meeting to catch up with. So if you don't mind, team, definitely get an update from Abimbola just to follow up with. So if you don't mind, I'll need to jump out now to join the other team again. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Tosin. Thanks for that. Thank you.
All right, thank you. So this is also an example of what happened, right? So definitely you still see that Tosin will probably be on the call, right? Just for the sake of this. But Tosin, this happens. Maybe let's say this is 10:30 on the dot, not 10:19. So if it's 10:30, there's another call for Tosin by 10:30. He needs to jump out of the call. So he'll give a just sorry, excuse me, or just drop it in the chat. Sorry, need to drop off. Always be polite, always be professional. Don't just drop off a call like that and disappear, which some of us even do already. Before you drop off a call, let us know you're dropping off. Oh, sorry, dropping off. Need to catch up with another meeting, and or you say the name of that meeting so they just have an idea exactly what you're doing. Don't just say I need to drop off and just disappear. Oh, I need to drop off, need to catch on with ABC project meeting or something. Anything. Just or even if you want to go and drink water down the stairs, you're doing a virtual meeting, you just put be right back. So within that 2 minutes, you go and drink water. Nobody's going to ask Tosin any question because we know Tosin is no longer on this call, though he might still be signed in, but he has said be right back, right? When Tosin comes back, Tosin will just put a B there or just write back. And then we know that, okay, now Tosin is part of us and we can ask Tosin a question. All these things are all meeting etiquette. We'll just be taking you as we're going, but because of time, we need to proceed to the other things we do during a sprint planning. So the other things will be short. Just bear with us tonight. It's always a long one, but just bear with us. Moji, back over to you. Please remember to show them where the estimation was empty and now we have estimation on it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Naomi, for that. All right, so the stories in this column called approve are the ones that we've just carried out estimation on, and you can see that is the effort. The estimation we've put there is the effort. Okay, so before we went on the estimation board, this was the way the story was, and you can see that there is no effort on this one. You can see that there is no effort on this one also. Neither is there any effort on this one. Okay, so once we've done estimation and we put it in, so this is a user story or work item that has estimation, and this is an example of the one that doesn't have estimation. So just bear that in mind. Okay, so back to you, Tim. So are we in agreement that we are committing these 3 stories based on the efforts on them? Are we confident that we're going to achieve them at the end of the sprint?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Right, so I'm just going to move those to the committed column from the approved column.
Because of time, I'll be saying it as she's doing it. What she did now, she has shown you 2 ways of moving this to committed, right? Then with the first one, she dragged it. So you can move from approve and drag into committed, right? You can do that. Or you just go on the ticket itself and changed the column, right? So the board column was on approved before, so she changed it to committed. So you see that it's now committed, it has changed. But before that, that place that she's highlighting now that is committed was showing approved. So you can change it that way. This same thing can also be done in the backlog. So if she probably clicked on view as a backlog and go to the backlog, the reason we always use backlog, now she's doing this because this is the sprint one, right? So she's doing this because it's sprint one. So these stories don't have children yet. So that's why she's doing this. If these stories had children, those children will not be on this board. Don't worry, you get to explain what we're calling children. Just order tickets. There's cater to all the stories, there's tax, subtax, right? That right. So let's just leave it as tax. We just use stories and tax, right? So in the tax, if these stories had tax, she would rather go to the backlog and change this same thing into the new sprint, and all the tax on that ticket will follow through. Don't worry, like I said, I don't want to bombard you with too many things, but you see that we moved from committed by just dragging or changing the column into committed. Thank you, carry on.
Okay. So right now we've moved them to committed because the team has agreed to commit to them, but they are not in the sprint yet. So I'm quickly just going to show you the sprint to show that the sprint board is empty for the sprint we're in, which is sprint 6. So you can see nothing has been added here yet. So I'm going to go back to the board and then go on view as backlog in order for me to move them into the sprint, because I want to do them together rather than clicking on them one by one to do that. So we're in the backlog now, and I'm just going to move the ones that we've committed to work on up. So I'm just going to drag that up. These 3 are the ones we've decided to work on. The header design, get in touch, and the homepage banner are the 3 that we want to work on. And I just want to move them into the sprints that we are going into. Okay, I can open the plan here. Okay, so now let me just go ahead. Okay, so if I click that down, I'm moving it into the sprint, and we're going into sprint. Okay, I don't think it's moved them into the sprint. Oh, should be able to. So that's one way we can move them into the sprint. I'm not sure why it's not doing that. Another way is I can open it here and then drag it into sprint. Now I know why it's not going. It's because my sprint is not showing here. Let me open my planning. And I can drag them in, hopefully to go in now. So I have one in. Yeah, it's still showing. Sorry, Tim. It's still showing, but not naturally. What it's meant to do is to move everything into this. Trying to see the other ones. Okay, so I got one in. The header design one is not going. I'll check what is wrong with that later on, but at least I'm able to get that one in, and I'm able to get 2 in. So it's just this one. I'll check what is wrong later on, Tim, and then I'll be able to move that in if that's okay with everyone. I'll see why that's not going in later on. Okay, so I've moved the story into sprint. Quickly, I'm going to go back to the sprint now. Okay, so 2 of the stories that we've committed are here. The third one after the sprint planning, I'll check why we can't get that in. I'll bring that in. But quickly, I just want to get everybody's capacity for the sprint. Okay, Abimbola, what's your capacity per day for the sprint?
3 hours, please.
3 hours, thank you. I'm just gonna get rid of everybody else we don't need. I'll get to sin zone later on, and then let me just add okay. I'm just going to quickly add Eureka to the
Tosin mentioned in the previous call before we ended sprint that it will be 3 hours for this next sprint capacity.
also. Okay, so that's fine. just going to put. maybe-
While she's doing that, I'll be doing my voiceover. So if you saw what she did, is what I've already explained earlier. She made sure she put it into sprint. Now, please also note that it's not compulsory to do all those putting it into sprint in front of all your team members, so you don't delay them, right? But as long as you've all agreed on the ones we want to commit in, and they're all in committed column, you can just take your time to do that afterwards, right? But you do it the same day so that your team can start working immediately, right? Now she's getting the capacity. So capacity is always better to already know your team's capacity before the call, right? But during the sprint planning, always still remind them again. The reason for the capacity is some people go on holidays. So we have 10 working days in 2 weeks, right? So say for example, I'm taking 3 days off. And I'm supposed to take in maybe 10 story points as allow me, right? So if I'm taking 10 story points, saying 1 story point per day, right? And I'm gone out for 3 days, do you think I'll be able to finish the 10 story points? No, I won't, because my capacity is 70% because I'm going out for like 3 days. So I should be taking in 7 story points, right? That's because my velocity for that sprint that is supposed to be 10, I've taken out my capacity of 3 days. So it will not work out for me to do 10 stories. So that's the reason for this. Let me try not to confuse you, but in simpler reasons, they're trying to get the capacity. Capacity is more like what you'll be able to do during the course of the sprint, right? So that time you dedicate to the work during the course of the sprint. Now, usually in the real setting, you're just in 3 hours because we're doing blue sky time. So you remember we said from 7 to like 11 is blue sky time. So they're just taking 3 hours of blue sky time to do this. But in the real sense of it, you have 8 hours of work. It also depends on your company. Some companies when it's 8.5 hours. So it's 8 hours of work you take. But if your company is 8 hours and you're chopping off 30 minutes break, so that's 7.5 hours. So all those things matter. You need to understand it. Then if somebody is now going for 5 days or going for this, you minus it from the sprint. So that person's capacity will be lesser at the end of the day, right? Not only on this board but on your real capacity board. We'll show you that one. I think that should happen next week. We'll show you capacity fully so you understand. This is just capacity on Azure for everyone to say what they'll be doing per day. So you see, this is 14 working days. So it's these 3 hours times 14. So Abimbola is going to be working 27 hours this sprint. Blue sky time. She's going to be working 27 hours this sprint. That's what Moji is doing. Moji, I'm happy for you to take over. But I'm
Okay.
just giving an example. Another last thing is, if you notice, is the developer she's asking. She's not putting for Olawumi, she's not putting for herself. She's putting for the developers, which is the BAs, as I say BAs, the QAs, the developers. They are the ones that also did the estimation. They are the ones that we will be getting their capacity for, right? So capacity depends, they're done in hours. Some people do it in days, right? For hours, most times I do mine in days, but most people do theirs in hours. So, but for this one, you see, she'll do a test of somebody that is off for a particular number of days so that we can have an idea of how it goes. All right, thank you, Moji. Over to you.
All right, thank you so much. Emmanuel, how many hours per day are you able to commit to for this sprint?
Same 3, please.
3, okay. And Rita, yes?
I'll do 2.5, please.
Okay. Is anyone going to be off during the sprint so that we can at least factor that in? Anyone taking day off, thereabout? Okay, so there's a bank holiday coming up and next week Monday, so I need to factor that in for all the team members. So I'm gonna just take that off. So next week Monday there's gonna be a bank holiday, so I'm just going to take that one day off for everyone. Thank you. And that's capacity sorted, so thank you so much for that. And I just quickly want to go back on the task board so that we can start adding our tasks to the story. So Abimbola and Emmanuel and Rita, please, if you can add your task to the stories, that would be great. Okay, so because they're doing it at the background and you might not see it doing, I'm just going to do one for you to see what they're doing at the background. So I'll be creating a task against the story For Abimbola, I'll be doing one for you against the story. So I'll just time this development. Okay, and I will assign that to Abimbola. Like I said, normally she would do this herself, but it's because just need to show you that I'm doing that. It's telling the to do column. Abimbola, how many hours do you want to estimate for this?
1 hour, please.
1 hour. Okay, I'm going to go into the story. So the hours planned for this is 1 hour. If she uses more than that after development, she would come here to put the actual hours used. So I'm just going to save that. I think, sorry. The same thing comes on the remaining work so that it can show on the ticket. Okay, so you can see the 1 hour there. Oh, sorry, yeah. And then you can see it also. So if the others also create theirs, the same thing is going to happen. You'll see, let me just refresh my screen in case anybody has created and then it's not just visible, hopefully. Yeah, okay, you can see that this has been created. So who will be doing the manual, who is doing the manual testing on the homepage banner? Please assign it to yourself and then just put the number of hours it's going to take you. So who created this? Is it
It's
Rita?
me. Yeah, I'm trying to assign it to myself, but it's not giving me the
Okay.
option.
Yeah, okay. All right. And then how many hours is it going to take you to do this, Rita?
2, please.
Okay, I'll put 2 there. Right, thank you. So our body set the stories for all the other tasks that we need to create. Please let's create them as we go along. And if you need any updates, you need any other clarification, please let's use the chat in order to have shared understanding of what is going on the board. Okay, thank you so much everyone for your time. To have a nice day. Thank you. And that is the end of the sprint planning aspect of things. So the team leaves, but what the other things that the Scrum Master does, that will be done in training and not tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Do you want to put the goal?
Yeah, sorry. Before I go, sorry. Tommy, what's our goal for the sprint?
The goal is to achieve the landing page.
Landing page. Okay. That's been done. I've turned on the toggle and I've saved that. Thanks, allow me for that. And then we will set the goal soon. Okay, we can set the goal at the top there of the sprint board. Okay, so if you go back on the task board or on the backlog, you'll set the goal up there. Okay, so thank you so much, everyone. And quickly also looking at that, and we're just going to go straight into the sprint, into this daily stand-up, which happens the next day. So as you can see, some of the tasks have moved because work has started on them. You can see that the developer's work has moved. So she's carrying on works on what she needed to do. Okay, so this now is the sprint planning. Hi, Tim. Good morning. Hope you all are good. Okay, quickly, we're just going to get updates on where we are with things. Okay, let me quickly change that to help us see what we're doing better. I'm just going to change that to assigned to, so that, okay, so sorry, let me take it back. I don't want to use the advanced. advanced setup. Okay, so we're just going to quickly get an update on what we're working on. I'm just going to collapse this so that we can be picking it up one after the other. Yeah, with me, please. Okay, I've collapsed that. So just to get update on the get in touch one quickly. Okay, so Abimbola.
Yeah, morning everyone, morning Moji. Yesterday I was working on Get in Touch and also the on-page banner. I will be completing the 2 stories today and move it to done. And I'll assign it to the QA to start testing. That is me, no impediments. Thank
Okay.
you.
All right, thank you so much. And Emmanuel, I also noticed that your QA task is already in progress also. Do you want to give any update on that?
Yeah, good morning, everyone. Yeah, so I began writing my test cases. So yeah, that's in progress, and hopefully should finish writing my test cases today as well. No impediment. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay, so I just go to the other one. Right, okay, back to you again, Abimbola. Any update on this one? I know you've given the updates on the other one that you're completing both today.
Yes, I will be completing both. Yeah.
All right, thank you. And Rita, update?
Good morning, everyone. Yes, so as I'm writing my test cases on the header menu, so I'm just waiting for the developer to complete their tasks, then I'll go ahead to execute.
Okay, thank you so much. Right, and then I would quickly go back on the board. Okay, so before I go back on the main board, does anybody have any impediment, anything blocking us from working?
None from me.
Okay, all right, thank you. Okay, so if we need anybody's help, please do shout out. If you need my help, let's collaborate on the board. Okay, so also now that we've started working, our developer is working on the stories. She would have moved both of this one now to in dev because she's working on them now. They will both be in Endeavor. Sorry, not this one. That's this one that she's working on. So both will be moving to Endeavor, and that would be the end of the daily stand-up. So once there are no impediments, thank you so much, Tim. Reach out if you need anything and have a wonderful day.
Right. Thank you so much. So this is daily stand-up. I'll run through it gradually. So as soon as they came in, they all shared their hellos. You don't make sure you don't use more than 30 seconds to 1 minute for that. How was the night, guys? Especially when you come back from a weekend, that if it's the start of the week. Hi guys, anyone have any interesting weekend? Da, da, da. Make sure you don't say that more than a minute and then delve into it straight away. Remember that your meeting is just 15 minutes. So you use 1 minute to welcome everybody. You don't need to wait for anybody, just start immediately. If you also have worked hand in hand and collaborated well with your team, people will join in right on time, right? So they've all joined in, they said hello. She quickly asked for the update and they've given her clarity as to where they are, what they're doing. Like I said, it's just a straight meeting, just giving the main salient points of where you are. And then if you have a blocker, you quickly share the blocker. Like I also said, always just do a manual mental breakdown for them down in their team. Let's say there are 5 in their team, so they know that each person will not speak more than 3 minutes, right? Even 3 minutes is too long. If you are 5 in your team, you should be finishing your stand up in 10 minutes because everybody should just talk in 2 minutes or something. Something depends on the intricacy of what you're talking about, but there will be more of a deep dive in it and just a better explanation or something, but not too deep. If it's too deep, I already told you, you do an ad hoc call. So that's what they want. They just achieved now. They've said where they are, what they are working on, what they're doing, and they all confirm that they don't have any impediment. And then if you notice what the Scrum Master did, which is very key, when they were finishing off, she said, please, if anything comes up, feel free to throw it up. That's where she's trying to tell you that don't wait till next year before you tell us that something is happening. No, after this call, in under 30 minutes, something can go and happen. Let us know so that we keep moving. In a team, you guys need to just keep moving so that you can keep improving yourself. Nothing will hold you back if you collaborate well. Thank you. That's simple. Oh. You see how simple it is. Daily stand up. See how they've gone around, said their hellos, said what was wrong, what was not wrong, what they're working on, and they're moving. That's it. and they said, bye, everyone, bye. You don't have to exhaust the 15 minutes. If you can do it in 5 minutes, fine. If you can do it in 10 minutes, fine. 12 minutes, fine. That's thank you. All right, over to you again, Fuji.
All right, thank you so much, Lami. So we're just going to believe that we've completed the sprint. The 2 weeks has gone. Like I said, we're going to compress, and the next meeting we're going to now is the sprint review. So in this meeting, we'll have our PO, we'll have our BA, and then we'll have definitely our developer and our tester, the whole team in the meeting. So I'm sharing on behalf of the developer because they're going to do a demo of what has been the incremental value that has been added to the product. So she's going to see it and then give updates. So thank you so much. Welcome, team, to the meeting. So good to see that we've seen the end of the sprint. I hope everybody is good. I'm sharing this on behalf of Abimbola. And then she can just use my screen to run through what we've done and the incremental value that has been added to the product. That's okay. So I'm going to, Abimbola, do you want me to scroll down to where the get in touch
Yes,
is?
please.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Want me to click on that?
Yes, please. So I work on the get in touch during the sprints. There is a bit of changes from the stakeholder, also from the BA to align, to make some changes to the acceptance criteria before you, the contactor seems to be on the left. So that was agreed that it should now be on the right, which was agreed. So you can see on the contactors, we have the request a code form, we have the contact info, and we also have the opening hours as agreed. And this page have been completed. So, and I believe the tester have also tested on this page as well as the menu and as well as the home page banner.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Uzo, do you have any feedback for us?
Appeal. This looks good. Yes, it's what we had in mind. Thank you so much for all the hard work. It looks really good. Thank you.
Okay. And also, I think Abimbola has spoken about the header, also all the things you want to see on the header, also the menus on the header, Abimbola. Yeah, that's the way they want.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
All right. Any feedback for us, Uzo, on that?
If you could just click on the drop down for about the different tabs about services,
About it. Okay.
so I could just see what
Yeah.
it's like.
Okay. Because I don't think we'll be able to go
Yeah.
into the pages, but just
No,
to see
no, no, no,
the
no.
things
Just
that
to
are
see,
okay.
just to make sure. Yes. Okay. That's good. Although there's a typo there, if we could
Okay.
work on it. Yes, please.
Okay. All right. We'll do that.
That's fine. Can we go to the next one?
Okay.
Services. That's fine as well. And then the final one. Okay. Yeah, this looks good. So far, so good. Yes. Is there any way we can? No, it's fine. I was thinking coding for kids. It's fine. Yeah. Is there any way we can the spacing between coding for kids and Abigail Scotland, if we can increase it a bit, it looks a bit cramped. So if we can just increase just slightly increase the spacing between the two lines. Is that something we can do? Or
The reason for that is because of the mobile responsiveness. So when we are developing that and we have a lot of drop down, we need to consider different view. If you have a small laptop, how will they view it? If they have a bigger laptop, how will they view it? So that needs to be considered. But I will look into what you've said. But the reason why it is compressed like that is so that everybody can view it, both on mobile and on web.
okay, if you can look into that and just let me know, that would be really good. But everything else is good. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Looks good.
All right. Okay, thank you so much, Uzo. And is it safe to say that in the next sprint we're going to, I know you and Tommy will get back to us, but would we be looking at uh the the functionality of this? Is that what we'll be working on in the next sprint? Would that be part of what we'll be working on in the next sprint?
Yes. Well, we'll definitely work on making all these different buttons clickable, and so we'll be working on those stories. So yeah.
All right. Okay, thank you. Any other further updates for Uzo Abimbola?
No update from
None.
me.
Okay.
Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you so much, everyone, and thank you for your hard work during the sprint. That's much appreciated. Thank you also, Uzo, for the feedback on this.
Sure.
Okay, thank you so much, team. Have a wonderful day, and then we will meet for our retro tomorrow. Thank you. Bye. And
All
that's
right.
the review done.
Thank you. So you see that for the sprint review, they had to demo what they did. So this is what they came up with in 2 weeks, right? So definitely there will be something they will go back to adapt to, which is the changes. For example, for that now, Abimbola might take the font size. That's the developer might reduce the font size of all those coding for kids and all those lists to maybe reduce it by one step. Just capture everything. And like she said, I'm sure some of you did not get what she meant by the view. So if you're using a laptop, and she even gave an example, even if you're using a laptop or a small laptop, or even your phone, you should be able to view it right. Because you're using your phone does not mean that the thing should write out of the phone. So you need to consider the mobile view, you need to consider the web view, everything for all those things. So they've given her the team now, not her in particular. Now they're giving the team a feedback. So the team will go back and adapt that feedback. Then in the next review, they will demo that part to say we've adapted to this, and they now show the new fresh increments that they have done. So that's sprint review. So definitely it's just because of this demo there would have been a gazillion responses to, oh, okay, those other sides were bold, this one was this one was this, just to make it look beautiful. So it's just about feedback here from the stakeholders. So stakeholders are going to give you constructive feedback. You're going to take it back and adapt to it. Yeah. Thank you. That's that. Reviews are straight as that. So now we'll go to the last one, which is our retrospective. So don't forget, review is done on the last day of sprint. Retro is also done on the last day of sprint, which is maybe if you do the review in the morning, you can do your retro maybe midday or later in the day. People don't really do things much later in the day because of the guys abroad. They will already be in night time. So maybe by midday you do your retro or somewhere around just to do your ritual and get it over with. Same day usually, or when the team agrees. So, Moji, over to you for the ritual.
All right, thank you so much. If people can stay
Please
muted,
mute
please.
yourself. Sorry, I'll mute them. Let's finish up quick.
All right, thank you. I'm just quickly going to share my screen again. Okay, so thank you so much. Hi, guys. A good one that we had over there, our sprint Scrum. Thank you for again for all your hard work, everything that has been able to achieve. I just thought before we go into retrospective proper as we normally do, just to let down our hair, have some fun, catch some fun, relax before we go and make discussion on our retro. We're going to have a bit of a game, Tim. Okay, so while I'm going through the reading of the game, if we be populating the retro board also, that would be good. We have 5 minutes to populate that while I go through the game that we have today. Okay, so for today's game, the title is Things. Okay, and the rule of the game is that you're moving home. Yeah, you're going to name items that you take with you when you're moving home. So these are the rules. The first participant makes mention of two items, and then the next participant has to make mention of the two items that the previous person mentioned. before mentioning their own two items. Okay, so we're trying to put our attention to detail here. Okay.
Oji wants to kill us.
And then this continues and all that. And the first person to miss out from whatever somebody else has said is out of the game. So we're just going to do this for roughly 5 minutes and all that. So we'll just go one round. If anybody doesn't miss anything out in one round, that's fine. So that we don't waste time. Okay. So we're just going to do things. We're just going to go one round. Everybody is participating. Apart from me, because I'm the facilitator, so I'm not going to participate in this. Okay. So let's start with Abimbola, you're going to be the first participant. Tommy is going to be the second participant. I pity the last person. Okay, Rita is going to be the third participant. Emmanuel, you're going to be the fourth participant. I'm not in there. Is that everybody? Did I pick everybody now? Okay, so normally you don't have your POs in your retro, so that's why I've not included Uzo to this. So it's just gonna be the four of you. Okay, so is Tosin on in the meeting with us? No? Okay, so let it just be the four of us. Okay, so the first participant is Abimbola, Tommy, Rita, and then Emmanuel. Now, another part of the game that I didn't read through is that you have three seconds. Sorry, that should be seconds. You have 3 seconds to start talking as the next person when the last person finishes. So if Abimbola finished speaking, Tommy, you've got 3 seconds to make mention of what Abimbola has said, and then your own 2 items, and that goes on. So if you pause and all that, you're out of the game also. So let the game begin. Abimbola, go.
I'll take vanity and office desk.
Okay.
Vanity and office what?
Desk.
Peps.
Desk.
Oh, desk.
Desk. Yeah.
So vanity, office desk, TV. For me, I'll take TV and I'll take my pots.
Okay. Rita.
Vanity, office desk, TV, pots, wardrobe, cooking, gas cooker.
Okay, Emmanuel.
Vanity, office decks, TV, pot, wardrobe, gas, spatula, and spoon.
Okay. So spatula and spoon. Emmanuel, Rita says she's taking gas cooker. You said you're taking gas.
No, I had gas.
No, he says spatula and spoon. Which
No,
is this?
his own is spatula and spoon. But when he was making mention of your own, he said wardrobe and gas. But you said wardrobe and gas cooker.
Yeah,
Eh,
it's the
so
same now.
it's not the same. Gas is different from gas cooker.
It's even spatula and spoon that is the same.
Well, spatula and spoon can be different. It could be still spoon that you use in eating and spatula that you use in turning.
Okay, that's true.
So it could be different. But thank you. Well done, everyone. I don't want to waste time. If it had been a proper retro that we have time, we would have definitely maybe just go another round and see who we eliminate until we have a winner. But thank you so much for that. Okay, so quickly, I'm just going to go on our retro, but now I hope people are populating the board already. Right, let me go to the board. Bear with me, my system is a bit it's quite slow actually. Okay, so we're still populating the board. So while we're doing that quickly, I just want to also use this opportunity to emphasize the prime directive. Okay, so the prime directive main purpose is just to ensure us as a team that this meeting is safe and open environment where there is no judging and there is no blaming. Okay, so this is a meeting where we've come to reflect how we've worked, what we've done as a team. So it's more of we and not I, because like I said, we're not blaming anyone, and it's just to foster a culture of trust and continuous improvement so that everyone fair, that they're going to be judged or that they're going to be blamed, or that there's going to be any form of conflict. So let's put that out there, and everyone has a voice. Okay, so I'm just going to reiterate what Nomkrit said regarding this, and it's regardless of what we discovered during this meeting, we understand they could the best job they could, given what they know at the time, their skills and ability, and the resources available, and the situation at hand. So having that at the back of our mind, I just want us to have that at the back of our mind as we go into the retro. If that's okay with everyone, right? Thank you. Okay, so I've noticed we have a lot of things in what went well. We really don't have anything in what didn't go well, and then nothing also in improvement. Okay, so if you're still posting, I'm just gonna give us roughly just 2 more minutes to do that. If you want to populate the other columns also, so that is we have something there to use. If not, okay, we'll go to the ones we have things in. So we're looking at the first column, which is the what went well during our sprint. Time management. Thank you. Who posted that? Do we want to clarify what aspect we meant by the time management? Anyone?
Yeah, this is Emmanuel Kiwe. So time management went well for me during the sprint. All tasks was completed. Daily standard was timely, and yeah, time box. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, and thanks for the team for that. Working well, collaborating well to get that time management in place. And then the next one is the development went well. Okay, so who posted this also?
Yeah, it's me, Abimbola. It went well, no environment issue. So that was great.
Okay. All right, thank you. I think we had a good sprint. So that's good. Even if you have anything to say verbally to what didn't go well, just shout it out. Might be because of time that we're not able to put it in, or do we want to discuss anything you feel we should put in place as an improvement? Anything, or we feel this sprint is all about celebration and achievement. It's not all the times that we have to have something that didn't go well. It's not all the times that we have to put improvement in place. You can just continue to improve in what we're doing with time management and ensuring that our development goes well by collaborating well with one another. So yeah, so this sprint can be a celebration of achievement. We achieved the sprint goal, we achieved what we put in the sprint goal that we're going to do. So thank you so much, Tim, for that. I would try and reach out to management to get some funds so that we can have an outing for this achievement, if that's okay with everyone. But thank you so much for your time. I won't be putting any action plan in place because we didn't discuss any. Like I said, it's not all retro that has to end up with improvement or action plan. So thank you so much. This is one for celebration for us. And I appreciate everyone for your hard work during the sprint. Thank you so much. And then I will see you at work tomorrow for the sprint planning for the next sprint. Have a wonderful day, everyone.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks.
Cheers,
Bye.
everyone. Thank you. Bye. No, I'm not telling you guys to go. Just kidding. So for my voiceover for this one, just as direct as you said, it gets to a time that your team are any team that you see that they don't have all these improvements and go to an extent, they're already, completely self-organized. They are now in a bit of maturity phase. People know what they're doing. There's high level of collaboration. People are even cross-functional. In the absence of those things, we're still moving on like that. So it gets to a time that you put your team in that level. And guess what? It takes a while. It's not a first time thing. So the whole idea, and really when it comes to retro, trust me, your mentors and buddies will still guide you because there are a lot of things going on. This is us cutting it short to the shortest we can because in retros, when you put in all this ticket, let's say the complete board was failed, we could do a bit of voting, to say the things we want to take up as action plan. And action plan usually will not come from what went well, right? is usually what did not, really go well that we're going to be taking our action plan from, or how to improve anything that needs improvement. Those are the two places we might be taking our action plan from. And then when we now get those action plan, if it's things that are very direct, we will make sure that it is tagged to the necessary people to handle. So say, for example, we need a rejig of just how to write our user stories. We can tell the BA to anchor that. So we just create an ad hoc session where the BA will do that during the course of next sprint. We can do that. It might be that we need to our vision was a downer all through the sprint. It might be something that will put somebody in charge, or maybe a developer will be in charge of it, that will follow up with IT to ensure that this is back up, anything. So during that ritual, you're discussing how to improve yourselves, how to adapt to feedbacks from the review, there's a lot of discussion going, even with the whole play and joke, there's after the games, icebreaker and all that, you still need to talk about the real deal. I've mentioned it earlier. So when we start doing it ourselves, starting from tomorrow. So tomorrow we first start with your daily stand-ups, right? Just for you to see how it goes. It might be messy on the first day, but by the time you do it once, twice, three times, you guys will be fine. And then after a while, you just fly on your own. But for your subsequent ones in these next few days, your mentors and buddies will join on the call so that they can correct you and point you to the right direction. But that's it for the ceremony. You see that they are direct, but it's just that you need to know what you want to do to be able to do it right, right? So in the next 2, 3 sprints, you guys will all be flying. Starting from now, you guys will already start doing it, but there'll be a lot of mistakes. But it's good to always put yourself in the front, right? So make sure you guys volunteer. The people that are going to be doing this startup, try your best. And then as we're going forward, you keep getting better. You keep rotating it amongst yourself so that nobody's hiding behind anyone. All of us will do this. So this is the demo. It's not that difficult. So all those my cheap talk I've been talking since morning, this is how it usually runs, right? So you just go through the sprint planning and all. Now, the reason we didn't bother with refinement is most times the refinements seem a bit like the sprint planning. They're very different, don't get me wrong. But we didn't have a prior sprint, so there's no how we can really do a refinement, right? If we had done this and wanted to start a new sprint now, we would have done refinement somewhere, around before we start that next sprint tomorrow. Moji already told us that we'll be starting next sprint tomorrow, in it. So we'd have done a refinement in preparation for that next sprint tomorrow. So like I said, with time we'll get the jig. But thank you so much. I don't know if anybody has any questions before we just quickly go. It's already time is fast spent. I think we've exceeded by 34 minutes, so apologies. But it's fine. We always know that this session always spans more than for staying till this end. Please just let's wait for this next 1 or 2 minutes and then we'll all log off together. Yeah. Or if you want to note your questions down and ask tomorrow, I'm happy to take your questions tomorrow also. But please, if you have any questions, please raise your hand so that we can respond to you immediately as it is hot. Thank you. Anyone with questions? Or it's very clear. Okay, Miracle, shoot.
Yeah. So it's just to be clear on something. You said the sprint review is where the stakeholder comes in. But the demo they did, it was just the same people that did the sprint review.
Yeah, I get you. But ideally, your stakeholders will come in. I actually raised my hand to want to talk as a stakeholder, but Moji didn't see my hand and I didn't want to distract them, right? So the thing is, the people that gave you that thing to do will be there. The people that are responsible for the success of it will be there. So they will be the ones that will be giving you that feedback, not really ideally the PO, right? So this is just a demo, right? Just for the sake of it, but you will have your stakeholders there. They will be the ones. If I was going to jump in, then I was going to say the font size for the titles were too huge. So I would have told them to reduce it by a notch, like that. So stakeholders will do. I could even tell them to brighten up the white background or the light pink background or something. So it depends. So the stakeholders actually are ideally the ones to ask this question. Yeah. Thank you for putting that out. That means you were following. So thank you so much, Miracle. I know Moji wants to add a source. Moji, please add.
All right, quickly, Miracle. There are different scenarios in different organizations. So you might have a situation where you have the stakeholders that are able to join.
You might have a situation where you have stakeholders that are not able to join. And why they're not able to join might be because they have other commitments. Remember, they might not be part of your organization. They are clients that have given work to you to do, and the timing might not just or go well. Let me put it that way. So in a situation, if you have that kind of a situation, you still have the PO representing the stakeholders. And what you do in that situation is you might record that session, the demo session, send it to them with a kind of a feedback document, maybe a spreadsheet, a feedback spreadsheet and all that. So they watch it, anything they've noticed while they're watching it, they're able to put in that spreadsheet for you. You can do it that way. You can also send both the demo to them and the URL of that product and the spreadsheet. So what they do is they watch the demo. Oh, so that's what they're saying and everything and all that. They go on the URL themselves just to check that this that we said they should do. Am I able to click it? Am I able to do this and that? And then they give feedback on that form. Now that spreadsheet is one that is a shared one. They're able to see it, you're able to see it also. And then your team are able to click on it and check the feedback they've given and work on the feedback they've given. If they need clarification, also they're able to collaborate and get that. So it depends. We can have it, you can have exactly what we have today happening, and then you can also have stakeholders coming into that meeting directly in order to give the feedback. So that was what I just thought I would put out there for us. Thanks.
Okay, no problem. But that no.
All
Thank you.
right, thank you. Thank you, Moji, for that. Really different scenarios. Nothing is really cast on stone when it comes to these things. So yeah, thank you. Any other questions from anyone before we wrap up? Thank you, thank you. All right, Jack, shoot.
Yeah, quick one. I just haven't received the invitations for the team's call. I don't know whether or not everyone else has.
We can't hear you. It seems like you're talking, but we can't hear what you're saying,
Oh,
Jack.
can you hear me now?
Same thing.
Oh, no worries.
We can't hear you, Jack. Okay. Julia, do you want to confirm if there are any messages on the chat or anything?
I think he's talking
Hi,
about
I don't.
Team Squad or something.
Oh, I don't see
What
any
did you
other
say,
hands up.
Miracle?
I think he's talking about Team Squad, them adding him to Team Squad or something.
Am I the one breaking?
I can hear Miracle fine.
Yeah, I said I think he's talking about them adding him to Team Squad.
Oh, the Microsoft Teams.
I think Team Squad, you know, you said you show us into Team.
Oh, okay, the project squad, the project teams.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah.
Sorry, can you hear me clearly now?
Yes, we can hear you. Allow me.
Hi,
Yeah.
Juliet. Can you hear me clearly now?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you. Allow me.
Oh, maybe I was the one breaking, not Jack.
Yeah, I think
Apologies.
Jack's question was regarding being added to the project team. Hello, allow me. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So Jack's question, he was asking about being added to the project team.
Okay, I've lost you, but I just heard being added to the project. Yes, we'll do that later. We already mentioned that when
Yeah.
you'll be added, everyone will be added to the project. Don't worry. All these ones are still general things everyone will know. Before you even commence your project, you can't start your project right now because we believe you don't have the knowledge to do it right now, right? So we're starting from the scratch with you, just taking you through the journey. When you have all the tools, then we'll put you in a project and then you commence. Yeah. Thank you. All right, I
Thanks, allow me.
see.
Is that okay, Jack?
Yeah, he has responded on the chat. That is
Oh, okay,
good.
perfect. Yeah, okay.
All
That's
right.
fine.
Over to you, Juliet. I'm happy for you to wrap up for today so we can go. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you everyone, and thank you to allow me and all our actors for tonight. Thank you so much for the role play. It was interesting to see. And thank you to everyone who stayed to the end. I know it's not exactly the earliest time, but your patience is much appreciated. Unless there are any other questions, I am happy for us to call it a night, if that's okay. I don't see any questions in the chat. So on that note, I will bid everyone good night. let's have a good night, and we'll see you again tomorrow, I believe.
Thank you very much. Good night, everyone.